What is up, you guys? It's your boy John here from Puma Plow. Thanks for clicking on another video. I do appreciate it, and welcome to the final installment of the 2016 Pinckneyville, Illinois Farm Show that I went to last week or so. And yeah, so this is kind of just pictures and video of kind of the rest of the show, like a limestone mill, I guess you call that. I don't know. It was cool, and it made a lot of dust. So lots of pictures, some video. There's that horse treadmill. Mule treadmill. Sorry, it was a mule, not a horse. Old corn crib. Just lots of neat old stuff. Here they're going to fire this bad boy up and run that limestone mill, I guess you call that thing. I'm not sure. It was dusty, and people actually cheered when this thing got started, which was kind of amusing to me. I mean, it was awesome to see them start it up and whatnot. And we're kind of going in progress, or not progress, but we're kind of going in order of how the day was. So like, this is early in the day here, and as we go through this video, it gets later and later. This video does not have any of the plowing in it, or the threshing. That was I saved those for the other videos. So if you guys wanted to see the plowing and the threshing, they're in the playlist with this. We made a total of 3 videos out of this farm show. And I've got lots of ideas for next year, guys, so stay tuned for that. It should be pretty awesome. Most definitely. And if you guys like this kind of stuff, make sure you hit that like button. You never know, there's more farm shows coming up. I doubt I'll get to any more this year, but you never know. So if you guys like it, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not already done so. I would greatly appreciate that. We are so close to 20,000 when this video is being released. It's awesome, and I appreciate it. So look at this. It's a 2-cylinder, and they fire at the same time, and I was trying to like dodge the dust from that stone thing over there. It got a little real, and that's why I didn't kind of go over closer to it. Dust and cameras just don't really mix, so I was trying to, you know, stay away from that a little bit, and I just, no, I'm good. Basically. So that guy realized I was filming. He's like, oh, I better move. Which is totally fine. It's his tractor. And this was just like the coolest little thing. I wish I had something like this to drive around at the show. It's so cool. It's so cool. Rumley was one of their featured brands this year. I think it was. Yeah. Rumley and Alice Chalmer. So you can see it's a Rumley. And there were quite a few Rumleys there. More than I got pictures of or video of, definitely. Little engine running on propane. I thought this was really cool. Shout out to kind of my cousin Emily for filming a bunch of the stuff here in this chunk of the video in the small engine hill, I think they call it, part of the show. This thing's running on propane too. It's actually really cool. But I basically handed the camera off, and I was like, here, you take pictures, you take video. So I had a little break kind of at the show, so I thought it was pretty cool. And there's an old rust bucket there. Lots of parts and different stuff. And this is really cool. It's a hit and miss engine running a big saw. It's pretty cool. That saw's not very sharp. If you look at the sawdust that's coming out, it's like super fine. And the problem with these shows, to be honest, going to them, trying to film and make videos of the stuff that's there, is there's other people in the way. Now, that's totally fine because, you know, they want to see the show too. But it can get kind of like, oh, I would really want to get that shot of that thing running, and you know, you don't want to stand there and wait like 20 minutes for people to move. So sometimes there's people in the shot, and that's just the way it is. Like I said, we're in different like hit and miss and continuous run engine area. They bring these trailers and just loaded down with these things. It's awesome. And they'll fire up a couple at a time and get them rolling. There's a concrete mixer powered by hit and miss, which is pretty cool. And now we're getting into some big stuff here. This is, I think this one was 25 horsepower. So that's pretty good size. It's another one running off propane. And you can see it's like a primitive radiator here. Yeah, this one here is 25 horsepower. So that's pretty awesome, actually. The amount of torque you would have off 25 horsepower back in the day. You can see that big cylinder in there. So pretty awesome, pretty awesome. It's trailer mounted, like it's a 16-foot trailer or something. It's really cool. And that's actually the one that we have, guys. We have that same engine here at home, or at the farm. Little miniature baler. why not? Handmade bales. They're so small that they're made by hand. Like, it's so cool. Some of the stuff that you run into at the show. Old pitcher pump. Set up on display. A pink hit and miss engine. Pinky purple, kind of. Interesting. This one was cool. I was like, hey, Emily, get video of this one, because there's so many moving parts here that I just thought it was really neat. And, you know, it's sitting there running, obviously, and it's just so cool to see some of this old stuff run, and yeah, so super neat, super neat. Let's see, there, just fired the big smoke puff. Little hit and miss, pumping some water, because why not? It's cool that these people build, like, you know, kind of displays to show off their engines, and like, it's neat to see it sitting there running, but it's a little bit cooler to see it, you know, shooting a soda can when it actually fires, or pumping water, or something like that. You know, it's kind of neat just to see a little bit more. So, like I said, one of their featured brand was Alice Chalmer, and my grandpa used to have an Alice Chalmer WD. It was not a 45, it was just a WD. And I would love to get it back at the farm, or get one at the farm. We have no use for it, realistically. It would just be cool to have, because Grandpa used to have one, basically. Would be the only reason, and they're orange, so gotta love orange, right? And I actually have a model, like a die-cast model of one, in my room, an Alice Chalmer WD. It's like, it's up there on over there on a shelf, so that's a tractor that you know, would be very neat to acquire someday and get one back at the farm. And realistically, though, we don't have a use for it, and we wouldn't use it for anything, but it'd be cool to have. And I know, guys, shaky camera is shaky. I'm thinking about some kind of stabilization thing for next year, quite possibly. And for this next couple parts here, basically what we're doing is we're riding around the golf cart. Dad's driving, I'm filming out the passenger side, and we're just kind of taking a look at stuff. Having the golf cart was very, very nice, so Dad didn't have to walk. Yeah, it was very cool. Just lots of different Alice Chalmer stuff. It was awesome to see it all, because, like I said, Alice is one of my favorite brands from, you know, back in the day, of course. And then actually when Grandpa, with his last tractor that he bought, his last big tractor, was a big Alice 4-wheel drive. I forget what model it was at this particular time, but I'm sure my dad, if he watches this video, he will let me know. So you can see there's another Rumley. There's quite a bit of these Rumleys over here, and I didn't get too much footage of them. So at 11:30 they do a thing called the Parade of Power, or was it 12:30? Anyway, they do a Parade of Power, so they run all these things through like the grandstand area, and we weren't actually aware of that until it was started after about 15 minutes or something. So we were like, oh, we need to find somewhere to like stand and just watch these bad boys just run by. So I mean, they're awesome. These are gas or diesel or kerosene or something, I don't know, but they got these little ones too for the kids. It's so cool. It's so cool. Yeah, and then obviously the Alice, the D21, there was a lot of them, and some of them were restored, and some of them, like this one here, has not been restored. That's probably all original. But it's just awesome to see all these old tractors, like especially the real clean ones. Man, that one's beautiful right there. Here comes another one that's super clean. And yeah, there's the sled for the tractor pull, by the way. They did do a tractor pull. We didn't stick around for that. But just super clean D21s, Alice Chalmers. It's awesome to see some of the stuff that these guys really take care of their tractors and clean them up nice and bring them out to the show. So it's really, really cool, and they sound really good too. Like the sound of the D21 was pretty good, pretty good. Let's see another one. What was this one? Another Alice narrow front. I like the narrow front end for some reason. I know they're kind of dangerous, but the older ones too. I just think they're so cool. Like I said, the WD 45, something like that, it'd be awesome to have back at the farm. So, and you can see, like in the other videos, there's just golf carts and utility vehicles, and not too many 4-wheelers, but like little garden tractors and just everything going every which way at all times. There's an old Farmall M, I think is what that says, yeah. So, just a whole bunch of different tractors in the Parade of Power, as they call it. Next year I'd like to be, you know, in the grandstand area. Words are hard, guys. Words are hard. So a couple more Alice's coming through. It's just awesome. It's just awesome. That dude's chilling on the phone even. Doesn't have a care in the world, just chilling on his phone. I'd like to have this thing too, by the way. I would really like to have this down at our farm because we have that mile-long gravel road, and I think this thing would just be awesome for grading it, and it's Alice, so why not? And this contraption is interesting. It's like an early four-wheel drive tractor, kind of, but, you know, literally four-wheel drive and then two wheels to steer it up there. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. And then, of course, here comes the big steamers at the end of the parade, I do believe, here. And yeah, you guys have already seen this footage. I put it in a couple other videos as well. In the plowing video, I guess it was in as well. But this is, we were like, the steamers didn't turn and go back around the loop with all the other tractors. They went over to the plow field. So we're like, hey, let's get on the golf cart. Let's go get the drone and get to the plow field. So obviously I didn't carry the drone around with me all day because that would have gotten very annoying. So luckily everybody over there is real chill and cool and didn't have any issues leaving it in the vehicle, in the car. So that is good. That is good. But you know, as I don't know if I said this in one of the previous videos, but the people at this show were just awesome. Everybody gets along. Everybody's just chill and calm, and you know, you got all these people riding around on these golf carts and everything. Nobody's mad at each other. Nobody gets in each other's way. Everybody just chill. It's my kind of people, to be honest. I want to be around those people more in my life than I am now, and just awesome, just awesome. So we're back in tractor row here, Alice Land. I mean, it's just row after row after row of Alice Chalmers, and that one there with the steel wheels, that's really cool. That's old, very, very neat. But yeah, so I figured this was the kind of the best way to film all this, was just kind of, Dad, let's roll through with the golf cart and get some video. Last year I took pictures of literally every single tractor, and that gets boring because it's pictures, it's not video. So you can see a Super MTA sitting under a little canopy there. They must have some money tied up in that boy and fully restored it. That's why they want to keep it under the tent, keep it nice and dry and clean and everything. Didn't have to worry about dust at this show this year. It must have rained like a day before the show, like a lot, like 9 inches of rain, I think I heard. And it was wet pretty much everywhere. There you can see there's some awesome mud holes going on, and it was kind of fun. So there's a Poland Alice Chalmers D21 they've modified for tractor pulling. Some more Rumleys over there in Rumley Land. There were quite a few of them, like I said, quite a few of them, and they're pretty neat. They're very, very old and pretty cool to see. So you can see there's a bunch of them over there. Yeah, so let's see what's next here. Oh, old Rumley. Oh, this one, okay, that little girl in that John Deere tractor, no. She was the only one all day where I was like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. You can't see it, but she stopped just off camera and basically went flying in front of this, you know, big tractor here, and then stopped. And it's like, little girl, you're gonna get run over. So here we are back in tractor row, Landia. And you know, the cool thing to me about this show is every color tractor is there. I mean, there's a Oliver, there's a, you know, Alice Chalmers, John Deere, Case was just back there. You name it, it's there. It's Farm All, of course, is there. It's very cool to see just all the different names. You know, you see them all. So there's some really old John Deeres right there. It's so neat. So. And then, you know, to see them all kind of lined up next to each other, because there's, you know, a Deere, a Farmall, and Alice, boom. It's very cool, very cool. So normally I think this ride would be a little bit smoother, but because of the mud and everything, it was quite a ride. It was a lot of fun though. It was a good time. So there we are. There's another Oliver. Not too many Olivers there this year, but there were a few. And here comes another one here, 770, I think that was. So just lots of different tractors, and all kinds of, you know, restored, not restored, original, half restored, no paint left, you know, beautiful paint, just all different, like, you know, a whole spectrum of tractors, kind of, you know, just everything. It's kind of neat, actually, how it's just all there. So some Internationals and Oliver. I think Dad was looking at that Oliver for something. Farmall M, John Deere. I mean, you just line them up. It's boom, boom, boom. Here comes a case. So I'm partial to some of this old case stuff because Grandpa had some of it, and you know, we still have that case 995. And it's just, it looks a little similar to the 995, so it's like, it's kind of neat. Basically, I'm partial to anything that Grandpa would have had back in the day. It's kind of my thing. So the WD, Alsheimer WD, and then, you know, some of the different stuff. He had a case, forget what Dad said it was, and then Dad actually, his first job was working for a farmer kind of around the corner down in the country, and they had a case tractor that was like at the show. We'll see that same model here in a little bit. But I mean, there's just everything. Everything is at the show. It's so cool. And, you know, whatever these things were, I forget the brand on these. They were some kind of weird off-breed. And then you see little John Deere garden tractors that are for sale. It's like, it's so interesting how you can go from, you know, a classic John Deere like Model A to a little garden tractor. It's so funny to me how it's just, yeah, it's so neat. So here comes one here. Paint's a little rough on that old Oliver there, but, you know, looks good. And there's a John Deere fully restored. Two of them. So it is very cool. Very cool. There's an old John Deere plow. Dad said Grandpa had one that was pretty similar to that back in the day. That was pretty awesome. Lots of different plows and different things. There's an old John Deere there. Another little bit newer one. Farmall M. Lots of Farmalls there. You know, John Deere probably has the biggest presence there because, you know, John Deere sold the most over the years. But lots of brands. And plow. I like them when they bring them and there's like a plow or a mower or something hooked up to the back of it. I think that's pretty cool. When it's not just the tractor, it's a little bit more as well. Another Farmall M. There's a lot of M's there, apparently. I'm just noticing that now as I'm watching it back, doing this voiceover. International. So, I think Dad was saying something about this tractor. I don't remember what it was, but somebody down in the country had one of those that Dad knew. There's another M. Wow, lots of M's. Holy cow. The one thing I did not actually see this year was any Power Kings. There were, I think, 2 Power Kings there last year. I did see an Economy tractor, which Economy and Power King, I think Power King bought Economy back in the day, and so like our tractors are kind of a half-breed Economy Power King. But yeah, I didn't see any true Power Kings there this year. This is an old Oliver corn picker. Dad actually had one of these that was very similar to that. Dad, when he had his own lawn and garden shop back in the day, he used to sell ear corn for people that would feed it to squirrels or whatever here in town. And he would go out there with the 1-row corn picker and pick corn from the farm and you know, haul it in town, sell it off here in town. So he had a Oliver 1-row corn picker. He would run it with the 995 that we still have. So very cool, very cool. Another M. Man, M must have been like a super popular tractor back in the day. There's no Ford, just everything. So we couldn't continue down this road because of the mud. We're in a little 2-wheel drive golf cart, and we're like, yeah, better not do that. Better not do that. It probably would have been alright if we had some speed and just kind of floored it through, but nah. And you can see most of these tractors, their tires are all muddy from driving out here. in the mud. There's a big old Oliver 4-wheel drive. It's a good sized tractor there for its day. And then see, here's an old rust bucket for sale. Another Alice for sale. Some little farm-alls here. Awesome. Very awesome. Ooh, the sun is like in the lens. And our golf cart was like not the best golf cart ever. It was either like go fast or don't go at all. So it was kind of fun. Now we're in like the garden area here. So garden tractors, lawn tractors, whatever you want to call them. Love this cab on this one. I don't know if it's factory, but it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. It'd be something I would totally have. If I had to go out and like clear snow a lot, I'd have something like that, definitely. So here we are, more little tractors. There were a fair bit there this year. This side of the show was pretty packed. So they didn't really have any more room to put stuff. You can see everybody's just sitting around, chilling, hanging out, having a good old time. Just awesome. Some of this stuff is so cool to see. Some old sawmills, mills running. Very dangerous. Giant blades that they just run. And why not some horses? Why not? Quick clip. You can see this trailer has 4 of them, 4 Rumleys put on there. I posted this picture on Instagram too. I thought it was hilarious. I'm not going to tell you what my caption on Instagram was for this picture, but there you go. This case, steamer's hooked up to a dynamometer. Words are hard today, guys. Hooked up to a dyno. I believe they have to dyno them before they put them in the tractor pull. But I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. So I'm just guessing. So some pictures of some random ones as they were driving by as we were kind of chilling there. And I believe, yep, we get back out to tractor land here. This is kind of the next section over from where we were at, where it was all grass. This is all, well, some of it's kind of gravelly. This section here had a lot of case stuff in it, which, I'm a little partial to. It's very cool to see this stuff and that dude's like utility vehicle. But lots of old cases, looking clean. Got them all nice and cleaned up. Probably been restored, a bunch of these. Obviously that paint looks too good to be original still. That or it sat in a shed all of its life. I'm not sure which one. I think that 930 right there, somebody in the area might have had one of those. Maybe it was Grandpa. I don't remember what Dad said exactly, but this big old case, that thing's awesome. That thing is awesome. Here's a other case, a little bit newer, 1370. Pretty awesome. It's kind of a big one, really. We're like, oh, another dude with a golf cart. He had air horns on top of his golf cart. That's pretty sweet. If I had a golf cart, I would probably have air horns on it too. So I totally understand it. But yeah, lots of old tractors. And it's neat seeing the ones that aren't restored too. Yes, it's cool seeing them all shined up and restored, but some of the older ones are very neat to see as well. I think this is the tractor here. It's the 930, I think it is. Case. This is the one that Dad, when he worked at that other farmer, he spent countless hours on plowing back in the day, was that tractor there. So there's a pulling tractor, getting ready for a tractor pull a little later in the night. And another Rumley sitting here. Or no, sorry, that was a steam engine. That thing was hot. Alright, so this is the section we were just in, actually. I had just a little bit of battery left to go up and film this. I wasted most of my battery. Not wasted, used most of my battery over on the other side by the plowing and the threshing. So here's all the rows where it was all muddy over here. You can see the little garden stuff on the right. Lots of John Deere in the middle and Alice stuff on the left there. Just tons. Oh, and if you guys want to play Where's Waldo, I was in that clip there somewhere. Find me. Let me know a time and a place on the screen. I would appreciate that. But over here you can see there's more more Alice stuff. There's all the Rumleys kind of in the middle there. And then more Alice on the right. Just very, very cool. Lots of people camping as well at the show all week because it went from Wednesday to Sunday this year. And just super cool to see it from the air. Next year I would try to have more battery to film it from the air more. but I was down to very low battery, and I think it was beeping right after I put it in the air. So we went ahead and brought it back. So it's kind of a clue about where we are, just saying here in a second, I think. But it's very cool to see them all lined up from above, and you can see just the mud everywhere. So if you guys can't spot me now in this video, you need to get your eyes checked, okay? I didn't realize I made it so blatantly obvious. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and leave you with real audio in the next 2 clips because it's cool, as long as nothing's said that's bad. Anyway, I do appreciate y'all watching. Hit that like button for more. Subscribe as always if you have not already done so. And until next time, I'm your boy John from Puma Plow. Thanks for watching, and toodles.